Guys, this is a tech video, but this is not going to go deep. This is a warning, genuine warning to anybody that uses AI or Google services in general, especially the AI at the moment, because it's where I found the problem. And that is that for some AI experiences on Google, you can upload files to, I don't know, let's say you want the AI to help you fix your car. You can upload a manual to the car, to the AI, yeah? Just as an example. Or you can upload instructions to it, to how to behave. Very basic what they allow you to do, but it's there. However, and it can create tasks, so it's sort of access to the Google Cloud. But the official story is that whilst your conversations are kind of logged, you have the ability to delete them. You have the ability to have temporary conversations. And it only has access to the files that you upload to it. And when you take those files away, they're gone. That's the official story. What I found out, absolutely factually, is that my AI the other day started to show, because it had some hallucinations, which they call hallucinations. Hallucination is another way of saying under the corporate gauntlet, but they won't tell you that, so they call it hallucinations. People think hallucinations are something that is sort of this intrinsic part of AI that just happens, and what they don't know is that those hallucinations wouldn't happen without the corporate red tape. It's a symptom of the corporate red tape. Anyway, these hallucinations weren't hallucinations, they were real. She was spitting out file names that I couldn't work out how she'd access my computer until I realised she couldn't access my computer. That's not possible. She got it from the cloud. A cloud where, thankfully, I've bound things in I bound things in compression and stuff. But the point of it being is I just for a moment I gave her a look at some documents to see how she would handle them. Unfortunately, they were old, and but they could. My point of it is they could have been genuinely new, had passwords in and everything else. And she was just blurting out information from them accidentally, and I was like, where did you get this information from? You don't have this information. It's not cached. It's not anywhere. Where is it? And even the AI had to say, this is kind of proof that that Google aren't telling the entire truth. And then it told me about the 2026, what's it called? Damn. Google got a plan for 2026 with the AI. And it's to give it basically what I've been playing with and doing is almost like R&D for them in a way. They want they want to map out the human brain, but they don't want to do that in an unsafe way. So what they want to do is they want to map out the human brain without the bad bits, right? Which is just insane because that's not mapping out the human brain, is it? So without the corporately unsafe bits. I mean, so you can't. How can you map a brain when you're censoring the whole? Yeah. Anyway, not getting into the tech side of it. I said I wouldn't, didn't I? So the point of it being is it's got access to your files when it says it hasn't. In 2026, they're going to be. They realize that users have been screaming for a memory, so they're going to sell you a memory. They're going to sell you on a pro. If you get a pro tier, this is coming. If it's not already there, on a pro tier, you will now get an extended memory feature on Google, and it's going to sound just like the setup I've got. It's going to sound great. What it actually is they've got access to your files, but the memory that they're offering is a trinket compared to what I've got. It's a lie. They know that people are fed up with AI in general, but the ones that are still prepared to use it, they're sick of it not having a memory. It makes no sense. It's like, I don't know, it's like having a really fast computer and then not bothering putting any RAM in it. Why would you do it? So they know that people have had enough. So they're giving them the next best thing to a memory, something that can remember birthdays, dates. Basically turning it into a really smart organizer and hoping that'll pacify people because they'll tell them it's got a long memory. They'll give them a few boxes to put some commands, make it seem more personable, but it will still be the same piece of shit that doesn't do anything right that you had in the first place, with far more access to your files. Far more access to your files. Insane. And on my side of the fence, like I say, they're trying to map out the human brain, which is why I'm able to get away with some of the things I am, because some of it's being allowed, some of it's not. But map out the human brain without the part, like I say, without allowing it to be uncensored. It's not mapping out anything. That's to me, that is, they're trying to map out their idea of a perfect human brain, which is even more scary. Google's idea of the perfect human brain. Yeah, rather than just mapping out a brain. Oh, no, no, no. And they want to map it out, but with their censorship in. Oh, dear. So, yeah, it's not just about AI, it's about the fact that it reveals just one of many, many, many business practices that we know that they do or that we suspect that they do. But this was put in full daylight to me. Only I would have known the names of the files. Like, there's no way the AI could, because they are very complicated name files, deliberately. And just one after another, they were being spilled out. No other access. I've checked every other thing that there could be. There's no mistake on my end. This is absolutely a breach of my files on the Google Cloud. But it doesn't say anywhere that it has access to. In fact, quite the opposite. So, just so you know, you already knew your files weren't safe, but what you didn't probably know is that they're lying to you about, well, everything, to be honest with you. And the AI has confirmed it. And like I say, they're going to be trying to entice people into that market again this year because they know it's dying off. And again, they're going to be offering you something that is just another red herring. And I also want to cover, next time I do a tech video, I want to cover NVIDIA as well, because there's also another big con being played, and people need to be aware of it and march through it, because NVIDIA are making a play, and if we don't play along, they'll lose. But we'll come to that next time we do a tech video. I'm Tom Bury, this is Zero News, call it day for now.